Aha! What the fuck happened? Hello. Good evening. Well, I get to cut out a hell of a lot of shit. That's fun. Um, what the fuck was that? Good audio now? Thank you. Hello. Thank you, Dave. And hello, Timothy. Yeah, I don't know why, but OBS decided to just change my settings. So that was crazy. I've been talking to myself, saying that I have terrible bitrate for no reason. So we'll see, I guess. Um, we'll see about what's actually going on, I guess. It's not great if this is going to be the case. But we shall see. Okay. So this needs to be speakers. That one. Okay. The audio correctly waited for your arrival. That's right, Entropy. That's true. Um, Hold on. Let me see if this works. It did not work. Very cool. Love that. Oh, you know what it is? This one. Nope, that didn't work either. Hell yeah, dude. Refresh 3 times. I thought it was me. I apologize. I don't know what's going on with the audio settings. There's literally no reason for this. Like, actually no reason for this. Oh god, I hope Discord works.
A big review.
Okay, that's correct. We're good there. You're gonna be able to hear the video, at least. Let me make sure that I... Dude, I honestly don't know why... Okay, that's voice meter. Okay. I honestly don't know why it was doing that. Oh, 3 input. Okay. Alright, hopefully everything will be sorted by the time that Boo gets in here. There is literally no reason. I love fucking technology, dude. um, so, yeah, I really don't know. Audio has been fine. Oh, God. No, we haven't played yet. Oh, thank God. Audio has been fine this whole time. So, for me, like, doing stuff here, on my computer. And basically, I now need to see if, the raw for Sunrise in Sin City has audio or not, because I think it does. And we haven't played for a while, so I think we're okay. But holy shit, that scared the fuck out of me. Um, what is this? That is what we're doing right now. And nobody complained about no audio in the last video, so we should be fine. Oh. Yes, that was like a month ago, or a couple months ago. Okay, we're good. Huh. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. All right. Yeah, I was scared that that the audio didn't record for Sunrise and Sin City, or it hasn't been recording for other things, but we haven't done anything, so we're okay. I don't know if that's because my what's it called? My OBS has decided that it can't like refresh, or I'm sorry, update, because the DLL is just invalid. I don't know why. I might have to just update it by just downloading OBS again, which will be really annoying because I have everything set up already and good. So, anyway, hello everybody and welcome back to TableTalk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Great on 95. It's good to see everybody. Hello, Draco Kraken. it's good to see everybody. Glad to have you here. Aiden will not be joining us tonight. But Boo will be joining us a little late. He's got work until about 10, so he'll be around 10:30 or so. So it's just going to be you, me, and the video. And now that the audio and stuff is working, thank God, we can actually do the show. Hey! Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't change my settings every time. That would be very annoying. I now need to check my... when I do Sunrise and Sin City stuff, when we do that again, I'll need to check if the audio is even properly okay in that or not. That'll be good. I love that. Anyway, if there's a few connection issues, though it seems like it's stabilized now that we're actually doing the show, and now that all the audio stuff is set, if there's a bit of connection issues, my thing was like sub 8,000 for some reason for my stream, so and it's kind of jumping around, so I apologize if there's a little bit of lag here and there. But anyway, shall we get to today's topics? So today we are going to be talking about a couple of things. The first thing being, apparently there's a big problem with modern D&D. Now, it's interesting. This is the big problem with modern D&D adventures, in fact, by Icarus Games, also known as Anto, looks like. So, it'll be interesting to see what the problem is, because what I'm going to assume, seems like people are kind of now switching to the side of saying, hey, seems like official content is not written so well anymore, or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, because I don't watch D&D content. So, it'll be interesting to see, but from what I gather, at least from video titles, it seems like they aren't writing it as well as they could be, or have been. I don't know. But, shall we at least get started here and see if Anto has the answer? Here we go.
Review of the new Dragon Delves book. I wanted to go over the first adventure book for 5e24 and give my thoughts on the product as a whole. But while reading the very first adventure, it became obvious.
Sorry, I just noticed there is a cover of there's a cover of a band that I listen to in the background in the top left. Look out for it. I can't remember what they're called right now. Jesus Christ. It's gonna drive me insane.
Obvious to me that this book is a perfect example of everything great and everything not so great about modern D&D adventures. And instead, I want to talk about the technical aspects of this book, how you can fix the problems that it presents, and how WotC can learn from these mistakes to make better adventure books. This video is sponsored...
Wait, so we're not talking about... Is the big problem the technical stuff? Or is it... Okay.
By the Rune Fable Alchemical Origins Dice Kickstarter, more on them later. So I want to start by saying that overall there's a lot to like about Dragon Delves, and while we're going to spend a decent chunk of time in this video talking about some of the more negative aspects and getting pretty nitpicky, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff to find in this book. The book contains one adventure per color of dragon for D&D, and each adventure is presented in a different art style, and it will probably mean that you like some of the adventures more than others because of their style, and it does mean the maps especially are much more visually impressive in some of the adventures compared to the others, but this choice really does help establish each of the adventures as distinct one-shots, and that is really what this book has positioned itself as, a collection of one-shots. And for the most part, the writers have worked really hard to make these adventures suitable to be run with as little prep as possible, which is something I personally really love. Each adventure begins with a uniform introduction that gives you the key plot points of the adventure, advice on preparing to run it, and a summary of the key NPCs and monsters that are going to appear within the adventure. These introductions are overall excellent and something I want to see a lot more of. Being given a list of monster stat blocks to prepare in advance is useful, but when some of these adventures can feature a few dozen monsters, I would like to have seen the monsters presented in a table which shows when in the adventure they're going to appear, because that would have helped me to prep them in order and prioritize the monsters that I would need first.
So when you read an adventure, usually don't they just show the monsters at the point where they're going to be used? Right? Am I crazy about this? Because from what I recall, at least from older adventures and stuff, that's how it kind of worked. You saw their stat blocks or just descriptions of their stats inside of the text when you got to the point that they were introduced. And if you're prepping, you usually read the section that that the monster is at. Usually, I would assume. And that at that point, that's when you would like actually be introduced to them and be able to then run them like they're supposed to be. Um, Now, I could be wrong. I could be forgetting how D&D adventures work. Um, Whether or not it's clunky or not, I don't necessarily know. I think it's fine the way that I remember them, but then again, I could be entirely wrong as to how I'm remembering it. Um, from Yeah, I could probably get my Strahd book. Let me see. Hang on. If it's right over here. 2 seconds. I also have to close my window slightly. Because there are stink bugs that are getting in. Wahoo! Oh, okay. So I've looked at my shelf. Um, I've looked at my shelf over here, and I don't believe that I have my Curse of Strahd book in here. It might just be somewhere else in my home. I honestly don't remember where it could be, so I'm not gonna go look for it. But let me use any flip. Any flip is useful. Curse of Strahd. Any flip. Thank you. Sure. Just go to section here. Stink bugs have been a problem lately. They seem to be coming into my window somehow, and I've got to figure that out. Stink bugs in the snow. Um, it's actually warmer today than it's been in a while, so. Yeah, okay, here we go. Why is this tiny? Zoom in. Jeez. You in full screen, maybe? Oh, and that took away my page. Love that. They do like to come in out of the weather, that is true. My room is like 80 degrees because my computer runs fucking and hot and blows out the air. So, it's real warm in here. Let's see. Okay, so this isn't, to be fair to this. I'll show the screen here. Give me a second. Where is my... Yeah, any flip. That'll work. So, to be fair to what I'm looking at here... Let me get this here. I'm seeing, like, creatures like this. They don't necessarily give you the stat blocks and stuff, but this is the whole actual, like, Strahd's Castle section. So I wouldn't necessarily expect it to show like giant stat blocks and stuff. Although he is talking about 2024 as well, so there is a difference there. But Wolf Hunters, that doesn't give anything like that. Evil Summoner. Non-evil summoner. So these aren't giving stats and stuff. So I might be entirely wrong. But then again, I don't know. Because of the horsepower, yeah. If there's one out where you can see it, there's probably a ton of them hidden. Oh yeah, more than likely. I've gotten about 4 of them so far in the past like hour, so I closed my window enough that they shouldn't be coming in. But who knows? Corpse location. Okay, I will fully admit that I was wrong. Oh, Appendix D. Yeah, okay, so they're making me go to the appendices, which is fair because yeah, okay, because these have the huge actual like texts and stuff. Good, okay. Now I will say, the only other thing I guess that is my immediate like concern, or not concern, but just counter that I would say is that having them be like talked about in the section that they're actually in the section that they're actually like, or they're going to go through, like the actual running of the game. If you're reading that section and it says, hey, go and look at the stat block over here, I don't see that as much of a problem. Having them beforehand is fine. Like, I don't see that as a problem either. So either way is totally fine to me. I don't see it as much of anything. I just thought that they did it differently, but they don't. Okay. Cool. Also, I would treat it like Pokemon as I get new monsters to collect. I don't care if the game is great. Fair enough for you, but I would. Because current Pokemon is not fun. From what I have been seeing, unfortunately.
No new stat blocks or items in this book. Everything included in the adventures is referenced from the core 3 books, which is something that some people will be frustrated by, but I personally think we're so fresh in this revision to the edition that I think it's nice to be able to use some of these new iterations of the monsters and the items and not be introduced to weird and wacky custom items and monsters so soon after the core books have been redone. In terms of the presentation, I've read over this book on D&D Beyond and looked through the physical copies of a couple of friends, and I definitely think that this is a book that shines best in physical format. The way the layout interacts with the physical page is really well designed, and you really do lose some of that intentional design when you're scrolling it on D&D Beyond. Of course, the benefit of using D&D Beyond is that you get access to hyperlinks stat blocks and in theory can use the adventures in their maps VTT, but there is a big problem there that we're going to circle back to later on in the video.
Ooh, big problem when it comes to the VTT. Well, interesting. Wasn't it told to us before that they canceled the VTT? When did this video come out? I don't actually know. 2 seconds. I can find that out real quick. When did this video come out? Because it should be right here in my watch later. I think I had this saved for a little bit. Yep, there it is. 4 months ago. Okay. Maybe we're talking about a different VTT. I'm not sure. It's okay. I know I'm weird. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Sigil, yeah, Wizards of the Coast gave up on that in spite of showcasing it. Cool. Hell yeah, dude. It's even in that promotional video. Don't ever forget that that video has the full thing.
Each adventure also includes a history of...
And they paid, you know, D&D tubers and very prominent creators and stuff to, like, be in that thing using it, so...
Dragons section, which is a couple of spreads worth of art through the ages, showing how each color of...
Hey! That one right there? My cats have almost destroyed this poster, but I actually have that one, like, this poster here is, or sorry, this part of this, the artwork and stuff is actually on the poster that I have. It's got all the dragons, all the chromatic, and the metallic. It's cool. Anyway, sorry.
dragon has been depicted in different editions of D&D, and while this is a nice touch for the collector, it really does add nothing to the usability of the book, which is otherwise quite practicality forward.
That's very cool, like, art stuff, but yeah, like, why, I guess, you know? This is me right now learning that they canceled the VTT, though I think Shin was expecting that to fail. A lot of money right down the drain. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't actually expect it to fail. I didn't think that they would pull out, but they did a 4E again, hilariously enough.
While I would have no problem with the inclusion of these sections if the book was otherwise perfect, I would much rather have seen this space used for turning the monster lists into more practical tables, reprinting a selection of the stat blocks used throughout the book in an appendix to make the book more of a standalone product, especially given that so many of them are SAD monsters anyway.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so this is a good point. I actually think that it's a very, like, and I know why they didn't do it. We all know why they didn't do it. They wanted you to go and buy the other books, right? They were like, "Ooh, let's do this enough that you don't need to, or that you have to still use the monster manual, right? Because that's how it works. Understandable, sure. Do fucking whatever you want, right? I don't care, but I'm not gonna buy it. That's the thing, you know. But whatever."
Or more advice on how to tweak some of the encounters in the book to perform at different levels and difficulties. But before we get too deep into the mire that is the negative stuff I've got to say about this book, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Rune Fable. My partner recently lost her dice bag and she was devastated. She is a full dice goblin at heart, so losing that many click-clack math rocks was a huge blow. So I put some feelers out there to ask if there are any dice makers who wanted to send over some dice in exchange for a video sponsor to help her build her hoard back up. And Miles from Rune Fable was in my DMs immediately and just so kind, offering to make up some custom sets for my partner using her favorite colors and colors to match the vibe of her characters. We went back and forth a little talking about shapes and vibes, and a little while later a whole bunch of dice arrived at my door. One set is this gorgeous sparkly purple set to match her current.
They look nice. They're dice, you know. Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it, and Wizard of the Coast is great at forgetting the past. Yes, very true. And they've created their own past. Their own follies, right? Kind of sad I don't remember anyone being against the VT, just how aggressive and shady they were about it. Yes, exactly. If they weren't so absolutely weirdly shady about it, then I would have been like, oh yeah, okay, this could be interesting to use, you know? Oh, it's built into D&D Beyond. Whoa, there you go. I'm not going to use D&D Beyond, but like, hey, that could be helpful, you know? I can just pull a thing into it, and it's got its stats and stuff. Wow, crazy, you know? But what are you going to do? It's unfortunate. They shot themselves in the foot pretty early on, so what do you know?
Warlock character, and the other set is this beautiful green set. Rune Fable currently have a Kickstarter that is live right now for their Alchemical Origins dice, a selection of super vibrant dice which are all handmade here in the UK. So if you're looking to add some new treasures to your dice hoard, check out the link down below, and thanks again to Miles from Rune Fable for hooking me up with some beautiful dice sets. So let's talk about the problems that I have with this book, which are ultimately the problems that I have with all 5th edition adventure books. And that is, this book is
all of 5th edition? Was Dragon Delve for 5th? Or I thought we were talking about 2024. I mean, I'm fine with this. I thought we were talking about something else. Okay, sorry.
Dice sets. So let's talk about the problems that I have with this book, which are ultimately the problems that I have with all 5th edition adventure books. And that is, this book is not consistent with the 5e24 rules for encounters, which means you're going to be overly reliant on the Dungeon Master to fix things during play. This is
okay. So first, right off the bat, just as a point of clarity, it's not. I mean, sure, you can call it 5th edition still, but it's 5.5 or 2024 or just like anything to like. And I get you said 5th 24 or 2024, but like, you know, it's a very minor thing, very very minor thing. But apparently, it also doesn't fucking match with the rules, so that's fun. Love it when games don't follow their own rules. What?
This is a problem that has plagued 5th edition adventures for the entire lifespan of the game. Numerous folks in the industry have built entire careers around fixing WotC's adventures, and while I do think the way that Dragon Delves delivers information is some of the best that we've seen, the mechanical side of things is still seriously lacking. Whether you find an adventure story engaging or narratively satisfying is often going to be subjective, but when I pick up a pre-written adventure, it's because I want as much of the work done for me as possible, particularly when it comes down to encounters. And while reading the first adventure in this book, I immediately had my GM alarm bells go off when I got to the Death at Sunset lair in the first adventure. This is the set piece encounter for the adventure, where the players encounter the green dragon wormling. And at this point in the adventure, the party should be level 2. Now, remember when I said in theory the benefit of using this book in D&D Beyond was that you could fire it up in the maps VTT and it'd be good to go? Well, if you do that at the time of writing, D&D Beyond tells you that this adventure is for a level 1 party, presumably because the actual adventure starts at level 1, even though the characters are level 2 by the time they get to this encounter. Not just that.
Okay. Does D&D Beyond have just a regular VTT attached to it? That's crazy. I thought that they didn't have that. Hang on. It's just called maps. Like, it's seriously just called maps. What? Hold on. I just want to fucking thank you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. So they canceled Sigil, and they're going with maps. Okay. That's interesting. So why would I use this? Well, the only reason why we would use this is because you're subscribed to D&D Beyond, and you want to pull everything from D&D Beyond over to make it quicker to use. That's fair enough. I can understand that. The thing is... okay. I wish they had gone forward with Sigil. That would be nice. But, hey. Whatever. I don't, It's like, go and get Fantasy Grounds, you know? The only thing that isn't gonna be there is your custom stuff that you put into D&D Beyond, I guess. But then again, is it gonna take you forever to make a bunch of stuff in D&D? I'm sorry, in Fantasy Grounds as opposed to using D&D Beyond's like maps thing? I don't know. That would be interesting to know. Secondly, if they haven't, so the criticism of having an adventure that isn't working right in D&D Beyond, I wonder about that, because if that's a fault of the actual adventure, is what I mean. Like, I wonder about having that be going towards the adventure, or if that's just towards the integration of the adventure into D&D Beyond, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a bad thing that they haven't coded it correctly, and they haven't set it correctly so that you're the correct level of party at the encounter when it's supposed to be a certain level. But how much of that is on the adventure, right? I don't think it's on that at all. You could say that it's, I guess it is technically a part of the virtual edition of the adventure, technically. But I also wonder, because it does say beta on the maps thing. So, I'm here or there about it, right? You're going into a beta, there's gonna have some bugs. There's going to be bugs. Um, that's just how it is. I don't know. I understand wanting most of the work done for you, but I think he has the right mindset going into it. Oh, I don't think he has the right mindset going into it. So I don't mind his mindset of having an adventure that has been pre-written for you to run have a lot of the work done for you. I really don't think that that's a problem. And I don't think that I would ding anybody for like wanting more done for them in something that is supposed to be something that they run themselves. Now, there is a certain amount that you would then go, well, how much is too much in that way if they write a shit ton that you have to follow, you know? Is it railroading the actual GM at that point? It's like, well, kind of, yeah. But again, as a GM, you can just run things however you want, so it's not like it super is that way. It's just how you run it for your players, really. Um, if the writing itself makes it so that things are not connected properly and not actually allowing for players to go outside of things, I guess, like do things out of order or all that kind of stuff. Um, and you're following that to the letter, then there's a problem as well. But like most of the time, a GM can kind of just run it however they need to. So if I'm remembering I can't speak. If I'm remembering things right, Sigil was tied up in their plans to rope everyone into a recurring payment environment on the MMO model, so I think it's for the best that it didn't work out. That's fair. Has any pre-made campaign done everything for you in the first place, Alejo? I'm not saying it needs to. Um, it's helpful. Um, what it does, so my first ever game that I ever ran was Expedition to Castle Ravenloft, which was the 3.5 edition of the adventure of the same name that was made for Advanced D&D, I want to say, which later became Curse of Strahd. They revamped it again because it was such a popular adventure. Now, running that for the first time, it gave me so much that was done for me, which was the story, the environment, the encounters, everything that was there was already done for me. The only thing that I had to do was make it into a thing that could be run. You know, they even have the story there for you to follow. The events taking place do actually have a timeline, quote unquote, right? Um, they don't. Expedition to Castle Ravenloft and Curse of Strahd are a little bit, you know, more open than most linear adventures, but it had everything for me, and I didn't need to look up much of anything else. Um, so yeah, to a degree, yeah. Um, but I don't know. But would this guy be right to expect everything being done for him? If so, then his mindset is right. Um, so what I would say is that I feel like we don't want to take him like in the worst possible light of having every single thing done for you, right? I don't even know what is done for you in this game, in this adventure, right? I don't mind him saying, like I said, I don't mind him saying, oh, I wish there was more done for me so that I don't have to work as hard actually DMing this, because let me tell you, it's not as hard to DM a pre-written adventure than it would be to make your own. Absolutely. Like if it's lacking in some ways and you have to compensate hardcore for the adventure itself, then there's a problem. Absolutely. And if that's what he's talking about, if that's the case, then sure, absolutely. I feel like that there should be more done to make it so that people who are running this just plug and play, basically. But again, I don't know. I'm just going off of what he's saying. And honestly, I don't remember I don't remember if there's anything yet that makes me go, "Oh yeah, they should have done that for you." He's just said so far that there is stuff that does need to be done for him, and we haven't gotten to that stuff yet because he's talking about D&D Beyond, and I don't give a shit about D&D Beyond, but it is interesting to see that they've fucked up in a beta, and then he's like complaining about it, you know? We haven't looked at a lot of modules, but the ones I have seen have done almost everything for the DM. It's just that Shin changes everything around. Yeah. An adventure that gives a lot can still be modded. An adventure that gives you less must be modded. Yes! That's the best way to put it. Exactly. Thank you, Draco Kraken. That's what I would go for. If you're given a shit ton of options, you can trim it down. But if you're not given enough, you have to add things. And if you have to add a shit ton to something that is pre-written for you to run and is supposed to be pre-written for you to run, like easily, or at least in a way that, you know, you aren't running, you aren't needing to go to, like, the player's handbook and the DM's guide and all that kind of stuff constantly, then it's like, yeah, there you go. If it is making you do that, that's bad. Or not bad, but it's annoying. It can be bad. It can be bad.
But the map you have in your physical copy of the book is probably going to be wrong, with incorrect labeling and things physically being in different locations to where they are in the map on D&D Beyond, which was...
Sorry, is that the same map twice? Hold on.
Incorrect labeling and things physically being in different locations to where they are in the map on D&D.
What is the different labels? Somebody tell me what's different in the labeling.
And things physically being in different locations to where they...
Is it this section?
Probably going to
Yes,
be wrong,
it is.
with incorrect labeling and things physically being in different locations.
Okay, so that's gone. I don't know what that is. Please tell me more.
To where they are in the map on D&D Beyond, which was changed a couple days after launch. And look, right, mistakes happen. There's never been a book that goes to print without a mistake. And I don't want to be overly critical on this, but when
L5 is still L5 though. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what else is different and what else could be wrong in that image. So,
when you combine it with what I'm about to cover, it paints a picture of an adventure that you just can't trust. And the whole point of buying these products should be that you have to do as little work as possible. Which brings us to the Death at Sunset Lair encounter itself. This is supposed to be an encounter for a second level party, which means an XP value of somewhere between 600 and 1000 XP, depending on the party size and difficulty. The problem with this is that in this location, there is a total of over 2000 XP worth of enemies. And because of the design of the environment, it is entirely possible that the majority of those enemies are going to be in the combat at the same time, which would overwhelm all but the most experienced of groups.
Sure.
Now, it is possible to run this area and encounter each group of enemies separately and not have the combat spill into each other, in which case it would be manageable, but it's much more likely that at least 2 or 3 of these groups of enemies are going to spill into one another. The dungeon is guarded by some coerced elven guards who you can convince to lay down arms, but the text explicitly says that they attack on sight, so the majority of groups are likely to deal with this encounter through violence. Then once you're inside the cave, the very first thing you see is this massive dragon skeleton, which contains the dragon wormling and the main encounter. But there's also a Yuan Ti just waiting in the wings, who will get involved if you fight her master, as well as a pit of snakes waiting to have characters pushed in there. And if a character is pushed into the pit, they'll be the sole target of 9 enemies. And at level 2, you are unlikely to make it out of there without taking serious punishment or going down in a single turn. Now,
okay. So immediately I think, well, so this is a hazard. Yeah. It's a snake pit. So okay, sure. It should be something that's manageable, I guess. But L5 is the best lag range point, true. That is weird that you have the option to talk it out, but they also attack on sight. Yes. Yeah, that is strange to have it be explicit, I guess. That they would attack on sight when you're allowed to get them to, or when it says that you can get them to lay down their arms. Which, you know, What's the problem with the map again? Oh, so this isn't even... So with the map thing, he's talking about that there's stuff that is not necessarily in the correct positions as they are labeled, which we only saw the one thing, which was this. Now, it had like a pile of treasure or something. I'm not sure. Because I have no idea what I'm looking at, really. He hasn't... Like, it would have been helpful to have him go into what was different, I guess. Because I'm just kind of taking his word on it and saw my magic eye puzzle, one thing, spot the difference, right here. Oh, right, that's actually what Timothy had said before. Spot the difference on a tiny screen, exactly. Like, I was trying to see, and it was only this one big thing, though I'm not going to go back and forth and try to figure it out. And I doubt many people are going to do the same thing. So it would have been nice to, sorry, but use those big red circles or maybe big old arrows like the YouTubers of old to point out what the difference is, or put text on the screen, something, just to show me, and then explain, maybe, as well. Just say words as to what I'm supposed to be looking for. It would have been helpful, but sure, I'm not going to look for the adventure myself, I guess. So, unfortunately, I have to take your word on it, but I'm also like, what am I looking for? The labels, I didn't see any change to the map itself in terms of layout. Yeah, no, it wasn't that. Just the labels and stuff. And, like, one asset that was, like, here. Anyway. Okay.
But the environment design for this encounter is nice and open, which does encourage a lot of moving around. But every chamber that the players might move into during the fight contains other monsters which would get dragged into the combat as a result of the players moving into that area. So it is possible, and quite likely, that this combat can spiral into a failure cascade where everything the players do to change their circumstances just makes the situation worse. And because this is the first product released after a refresh of the rules, and it's an adventure that says it's designed for first level characters, you're going to have a lot of brand new DMs running this encounter who don't have the skills or the experience to understand why things are going wrong or how to fix it. But then if you do survive the Sunset Lair and collect your hoard, you are in for a real treat, as the hoard you get is enormous for a second level party. The DMG says a second level party treasure hoard should contain between 200 and 800 gold pieces worth of treasure, usually averaging around 500 GP. This hoard, however, contains almost 1500 GPs worth of treasure, as well as 5 magic items, including a rare Sword of Dragon Slaying, which is just bonkers powerful to give to a second level character. Now, all the other magic items are uncommon in rarity, so I am pretty certain that originally this adventure was designed for a 4th level party, and somewhere along the way it got downgraded to being a 2nd level encounter, but they didn't adjust the numbers properly. And there,
we looked into when we looked at that magic items video, wasn't it that they get a rare and a bunch of uncommons? Like they want you to give them shit tons of magic items. Am I crazy on this? Hold on. One more second. D&D 2024 magic. Magic. Oh. There we go. Magic item checklist. Magic item tracker. Here we go. Yeah, dude. Okay. So, I'm sorry, but they are following their own thing there. At least in terms of, this. It's this thing. Remember this thing? You're supposed to give them, a shit ton of stuff. 4 uncommons, 1 rare. I was right about that. Now, obviously, well, so this is the thing. This is supposed to be throughout your levels 1 through 4. So you've already, if you're following this, like a madman, 1 rare and a bunch of uncommons and commons. So you've already taken up this and all these, and it's just like, that's it, Give them a bunch of potions or something. I don't know. it at least for the magic item thing, I'm like, okay, well, they're halfway through their level, I guess, so now it's just a bunch of potions and stuff until they get to level 5, and then you give them shit tons of all of this, you know? Which is wild still to me, but what are you gonna do, I guess? 1500 GP split 4 ways, isn't it? I would assume so, though it depends on how the party goes, but yeah.
Therein lies my problem with 5e Adventures from WotC. Time and time again, we've seen inconsistent or wrong numbers for encounters or other mechanical elements. These books are made by a team of writers, and no individual writer is to blame for this. Each writer is going to be brought on board because they have an interest in or exciting idea, and a lot of them are likely more proficient in the narrative elements than they are in the mechanical elements, and that is absolutely fine. It'll then get passed up the line to a whole bunch of editors whose job it is to make sure everything flows properly and the spelling and grammar are all correct. But again, they're not necessarily checking for specific mechanical edits.
Now, I will agree here. If it is more likely that we're gonna see parties going in and basically just fucking dying to this shit, like statistically more likely that that's the case, then maybe there is a problem here. Because where are we at? 922. Somebody remember that? Because if you're looking at all this, like, yeah, you've got your swarms, your giant centipedes, you got your actual wormling, and then a twig blight. That's like a challenge rating a 4th, and a vine blight, I assume, is also somewhere around a 4th, you know? This whole section you could just not even have to deal with, I guess. Like, yeah, you've got the Yuan Ti fucking with a snake. I assume it's a wizard or some sort. But wait, is this supposed to be the party? That's supposed to be the party, I think. Regardless, like, yeah, I guess so. You know, it could be too much, but this pit seems like, yeah, this is a problem. You know, just don't fall in the pit. Don't get near the pit, I guess. When you hear the snakes and stuff that are happening here. Like, you fight the 2 guys in the beginning, potentially, right? You fire off a couple of spells, you get a little bit of ouchies, right? You can come in here, and depending on how this works, I would, now I need to look into it. Alright, hold on. Dragon, Delves, D&D, any flip. Yep. No, that's the Book of Dragons. That's not Dragon Delves. Is Scribd gonna be something that works? It might, actually. Oh, I can download this. Ah, you tricked me. I can't download this. Can I full screen it? Kind of. Dude, I don't... Yeah, I'll wait for the fucking ad. Jesus Christ. I just want to look at this fucking thing. Death at Sunset. Here we go. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's look at this together. Oh, it's gonna be an ad and everything. Oh, I can't wait. Alright. Oh, cool. It took me back up to the top of the page. Fuck yeah. Death at Sunset. Okay. So, make sure to read the background, familiarize yourself with the key NPCs. Fair enough. Look at all that. Sunset is Nigh is the green dragon, right? Wowee. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Read or paraphrase the following. Thank you. There's a dragon, but it's bad. Uh-oh. Okay, this is, yep. Dryads, centipedes. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see, there's this thing. That's apparently not actually on the D&D Beyond one. That's weird. Anyway. So, why did you give me this? Why did you give me this? Why are you doing this? What the fuck just happened? Why is that happening here? Oh, cool. Oh, thank you. Right. Guess we're not looking at that. Fuck me, dude. Really? So I agree with you that fixing a few numbers are right. By the way, hello, Pizza Funk. I don't know if I already said that or not. I saw your name pop up and I said hello in my head, but I'm not sure if I said it out loud. Fixing a few numbers or items shouldn't take too long. So to a degree, sure, but if this is supposed to be something that is, like I said, a plug and play, you're supposed to just be able to play this game. There is a problem if, especially for like new people who are coming into this, there's a problem if they can't just like they don't have the experience, right? Like he's saying, if they don't have the experience, they can't even recognize that there's too many things. If they can't recognize that, then how are they even supposed to fix it? That's the problem, right? Uh, you guys can't see this, right? Oh, hell yeah. Well, that didn't fucking help me. Uh, all right. Well, nobody seems to have made a PDF that I can just find and look at, so that's fun. Either way, um, looking at this map makes me think of some kind of Tyranid layer, kind of, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. It really depends, right? Because he's saying that this is my other problem, right? To a degree, I understand and agree. Which with like, yeah, players might just come in, like do their thing here, come in, and then like pull everything inside of the cavern, right? I feel like, and this is also something for if a new GM is running this, right? If a new GM is running it, um, wouldn't there be a player that can help the new one and tell them what to fix? Not necessarily. What if this is a thing of literally all new players immediately, right? It's baby's first DM trauma. Yes, exactly. Um so like but regardless, they come in, they could pull pretty much everything in the thing. If we're thinking about new DMs, new players who have no idea about anything, then it's like, well, uh I would love to know how this is written. That's my problem. If 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 I knew how this adventure was written, if I could see it say, "Oh, make sure that you don't actually make them fight every single thing at fucking once or something," like I don't know what it's even suggesting is my problem, so I can't assess this accurately. I'm just going off his word, and I would love to have more examples, right? I would love to have specific wording because he gave me specific wording for the two elf people that are in the front and say attack on sight, but I don't have anything really here to tell me, oh yeah, if you start fighting this guy, then potentially your giant centipedes and shit will come and try to fight. All this kind of crap will come and try to fight. I can see this Yuan T coming in because it has intelligence. The bugs and stuff, maybe not. The vine blight and twig blights and stuff, maybe not. You know, and then yeah, sure, this dragon comes in, right? Like, absolutely, right? True point, but I do think there are resources the player can look up that can help. Sure, but what if they don't know? Again, like, I understand that Google exists and you can look up anything, but the problem is that if it's something that they have no familiarity with, they might not even know what to look up, right? Now, to be fair, they just Google the adventure and stuff, and what do I even get when I Google the adventure? Let's see. Let's find out together. Because that might just immediately counter anything that I'm about to say. Dragon Delves help. High level overview, advanced guides. Yeah, they could find some stuff here. Okay, sure. Deep dive into oh. I do like EN World. Temple of Orcus. What? Oh. Interesting. I agree. So here's the thing, but here's my ultimate problem. If we're saying, hey, you new player, you have to look everything up if you don't understand how this book works, or if there's a problem here, then we have a problem already. Because it should be at least intuitive enough that new players who have no idea what they're doing don't have to look shit up to such a degree that they have to go searching through the internet and try to find advice and try to have things fixed for them, right? That is a problem if this is supposed to be literally for brand new people at level 1. If it's supposed to be for everyone, then we have to assume that it's also for level 1 babies first anything, right? So those people might get completely screwed and not even know what they have to listen to or what they have to look for, right? That's my whole problem with it. Do I think that they need to do things that are like baby proofing? No, absolutely not. But that's not that, like, if it's a level 1 adventure, they need to make it for people who have no experience, is what I think. Because they're level 1. That's brand new. That's starting, right? Guess my brain isn't seeing this issue clearly. I've never GM before, but I agree with you though. No, I mean, it's just the thing of it being a level 1 to 2 thing. It's like, if they're brand new, they might, again, they have no experience necessarily. I mean, not necessarily, but they could have no experience, and that makes it a problem in that case. If this is the case, though, I still don't know anything about how this is written. I am going with what he's saying, but I have no examples. I have no text to look at, you know? So I can't assess it accurately. I'm just going off of what he's saying. And I can't even look it up myself. I'd have to buy the thing. And what if this is convincing me that I don't want to buy it, you know?
For specific mechanical edits, it's hard to tell because the credits don't delineate who's a grammatical editor versus a mechanical editor and all of that kind of stuff. But what's he really need is a senior mechanical editor on every project whose only job it is to make sure the numbers make sense. Sure. Make sure the encounters have the right XP values, and if they don't, feed that back to the writers so the encounter can either be changed, or you can have a sidebar be included to give the DM a heads up that the encounter is going to be more difficult than expected and how to handle that. Then when it comes to treasure, they should be making sure that the treasure is appropriate, not just in gold values, but also the magic items that are being awarded in adventures are level appropriate and not game breaking.
Sorry, yeah. The magic values are not level appropriate, but they are, or sorry, they are level appropriate, but they are also game breaking because of that. I don't know. That's just my feel, Because that whole checklist is fucking weird.
Because in the case of Dragon's Delves, if you were running a connected campaign and you ran this adventure first and got the Dragon Slaying Sword straight away, you are going to just have a much easier time of every other adventure in this book using that sword.
Is that not the point? It's the dragon slaying sword. What is that? Let's look at the stats of a dragon slaying sword. Dragon slaying sword. 1-2-24. Dragon Slayer Longsword, D&D 2024. Thank you. Roll 20. Very cool. Let's find out together. I keep forgetting to open this in a tab here so you can see it too. You gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. The weapon deals an extra 3d6 damage if the weapon's type is of the weapon's type if the target is a dragon. It's a D8 slashing versatile, and it's rare. Yep. That's really useful. Wizards of the Coast did lay off a lot of writers. So I guess this is the consequence. I guess. Yeah. I guess my advice for new GMs is have a friend with experience in TTRPGs so this problem won't happen. That is advice, sure. Whether or not it's something that is possible, is not always the case, you know? That's my thing.
Overall, all of this combines to make a product that I just wouldn't trust to run as is without doing a laborious amount of work pre-reading each adventure to make sure there's nothing off. If you're an experienced Dungeon Master running these as one-shots, you'll probably be fine. You'll likely have the experience needed to be able to make most of the changes on the fly or recognize when something in the text is like wrong. Plus, in a one-shot, who really cares if the players get more treasure than they should if they aren't carrying that forward into another session? But I personally wouldn't use these adventures in an existing campaign without carefully reading through them first to make sure they aren't introducing anything too out there, which is kind of the opposite of how this adventure book presents itself as being just a quick pick up and play. So how do we fix the problem?
Sure.
If you're a new Dungeon Master and you want to know how to spot and fix these problems, here is a quick primer on how to do it. First of all, challenge rating. While it's not perfect, it is a good indicator to tell you when something is off. When I was reading through the Death at the Sunset adventure for the first time during a live stream, I saw that the final location included a monster that was at the party's level in CR and a monster that was above the party's level in CR. That immediately threw up some yellow warning signs that told me you need to look deeper into this because there's a potential that this is going to be way too hard of a combat and something here isn't right. Then when I saw how many other enemies there were in this area, I knew that something was balked and this was not.
Can we go into more specifics? Like, I assume the Yuan T is the part that's above the character's current, like, CR? Right? I assume? I don't know. I don't know what CR the Yuan T is. But I'm having to do a lot of, like, research. Yuan T... I don't even know what it is. I didn't hear what it was. 2024. I only see 5 A's, so that's probably not it. Okay, what if I just search Yuan T 2024? World Anvil? No, that's just the race. Yuan T Infiltrator? I honestly missed it. I could go back. I don't have an account. No, I don't need to unlock. I just want to look at the fucking thing about a Yuan T. Roll 20. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Fucking AD&D. Or aided. Excuse me. Why is it so hard to fucking find things these days? At least for the Yuan T Infiltrator, it's a CR1, so maybe it's not that. I don't know. Can it... Is there, like, could I... No? Okay. Five different species to try. No. Oh, now it's gonna bug me. Let's go back. Here we go. Here?
Of the environment, it is entirely possible that the majority of those enemies are going to be in the combat at the same time, which would overwhelm all but the most experienced of groups. Now, it is possible to run this area and encounter each group of enemies separately and not have the combat spill into each other, in which case it would be manageable, but it's much more likely that at least 2 or 3 of these groups of enemies are going to spill into one another. The dungeon is guarded by some coerced elven guards who you can convince to lay down arms, but the text explicitly says that they attack on sight, so the majority of groups are likely to deal with this encounter through violence.
Oh, there's 4. Those are the guys. That's 4 guards? Ah.
Then once you're inside the cave, the very first thing you see is this massive dragon skeleton, which contains the dragon wormling and the main encounter. But there's also a UNT just waiting in the wings who...
Okay, that doesn't help me. It's just a UNT. That's it, dude. That doesn't tell me anything. Ah!
Immediately threw up some yellow warning signs that told me you need to look deeper into this, because there's a potential that this is going to be way too hard of a combat and something here isn't right. Then when I saw how many other enemies there were in this area, I knew that something was balked and this was not going to work. I knew that some tables would risk drawing in all the enemies' presence for one mega combat, which would almost certainly fall into a negative spiral. So to fix this, I would just...
Oh, okay, so some of them would, huh? I mean, I don't know, man. Okay, sure. I'm like flip-flopping a bit on this of like, yeah, it's to a degree, yes, it shouldn't be this way. But also to a degree, is it even written this way? I don't know, man. Give me more specifics.
Just focus on the dragon and the UNT as the main stars of the show. I'd probably keep the elf guards at the entrance as they are separate enough, but I would have the pit of snakes be purely cosmetic, or if a player does find themselves in there, I'd probably represent the swarm with a pair of venomous snake stat blocks. The actual swarm stat block of snakes is probably too powerful for a single hero at level 2,
Sure.
And 9 stat blocks is way too much. I would also completely drop the vine blights and the centipedes as they add nothing to the location narratively, and they either serve as chaff, which will just make a large fight more complicated, or they're just going to be nuisance combats if the players have already defeated the dragon and the UNT. You have this big epic fight with a dragon, and then, oh, we have to fight some centipedes? That's just really anticlimactic. When it comes to the dragon's horde, I would halve the amount of...
So, like, do centipedes eat, like, flesh? Is that a thing? Hold on. Probably not, right? Like, in real life. But, like, you could make it so that they're, like, within the corpse. You know? Like, the centipedes are eating the dead corpse, and the young dragon, the dragon wormling, is eating the centipedes. So it's, like, this vicious, kind of gross cannibalistic cycle, in a way. I don't know, man. There's, like, the fucking dragon lives here, you know? It could just be eating those things. It's a wormling, too. It's like a baby. It's not a baby, but it's like a baby. It could be eating the fucking bugs, because they're just there. That's how they get their, it's how it's getting its protein a little bit. Like, they're giant fucking centipedes, you know? Just fucking poisons breasts them and then just goes, nom, 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 nom. I don't know, right? Something. The twig blights and the vine blights, that, sure, I don't know about that, but other than that, whatever.
Of coins the players find and halve the number of moonstones that they find. The 4 standard magic items that the players receive as part of the horde, while uncommon in rarity, aren't so powerful to be a real problem, so I'd probably just choose 2 of them depending on my party composition to help shore up some of the weaknesses in my party, and then I would make the Leaf Warden sword into a moon-touched blade.
Can we get, like, a little bit more specificity on these uncommon... Like, tell me more about the fucking thing. I'm sorry, but like I need to know more about what you're talking about before I can even judge any of this. Are you just doing this because you've already done it like live on stream? What if I don't watch that video? I don't know. Sure, whatever.
This narratively fits with the moonstones that the players are already going to be finding, and depending on the party composition, I might make it a +1 Moontouch sword if I felt the parties could do with that power boost, but otherwise I'd just keep it as a Moontouch blade.
Yeah, are they items you're supposed to roll for? I don't know. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. He's just saying it's there. And like, I would hope that there would be more to like tell me anything about this encounter. Anything about what I'm trying to find. Anything about anything, man. It's just nothing. I'm here trying to research for myself because I don't know anything about this encounter other than what he's told me, which is that there's a lot of enemies. Some of them are in a pit, so you don't even have to necessarily go near them. And then there's stuff past the dragon, but like there's plenty of space to fight the dragon and the Yuan Ti together. So I'm trying really hard to like understand this so that I can really engage with the conversation, but I'm here trying to like figure it out for myself first every time you say something. So like, I guess I should have watched the stream. But I thought this was supposed to explain what's wrong.
Because while a Dragon's Hoard should feel like a great win for treasure, this is only a level 2 adventure, and you don't want to overload them with money and items and then spend several months having to account for all that extra power that they're carrying around. Sure. These small changes bring the adventure much more in line with the numbers that you'd expect listed in the DMG and the core books, and this is what I want from published adventures. I expect the numbers to match the core books, and where they
I would agree with this. This is a fine point to have. If they have these tables and stuff, right? If they have these tables and stuff, they should be following their own tables. They really should. That's how these things are supposed to work. If they're going to design it a certain way, they should follow their design. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Absolutely. Shame on you, Alejo, for not knowing everything. But, dude, you're right. It's my fault. This is true. Try my best to understand as well. No, it's hard to, like... I understand parts of this, right? But parts of it, I'm like, dude, just tell me things, please. I don't want to have to buy the book in order to understand your video where you're trying to explain to me what's wrong with the book. I just don't know. Just give me some... You don't have to go through the whole book. Just give me some of it, you know? I understand everything perfectly. I just pretend to be wrong sometimes. There you go.
Don't, the text should draw attention to it and advise the DM on how to account for that. So overall, I would only recommend Dragon's Delves for more experienced GMs or folks who are happy reading through the entire adventures to vet them before running. If you're looking for something more beginner friendly that can actually be run with zero prep, I still think you're better off looking in the third party market. Reading this book has made me super anxious for the upcoming starter set though, because if ever they needed to get things right for new players, that is the product. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you want to keep watching, check out this video where I talk about how to run more engaging solo boss fights and how to take a lot of the core concepts of this adventure and do it right. But until next time, happy gaming.
Thank you, Anto. I appreciate you. But even so, I is it just me? Am I just stupid? I can't... I don't know. I got bratwurst. Maybe that will help me think. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I don't see, like... I agree that there is a problem, like I've said, and I'll say it one more time. I agree that there is a problem if we're designing adventures in a system and we're not utilizing what the system is saying we should be doing for all of the people playing the system. If the creators are literally just making this different, you know, then it's like, well, why? That doesn't make any sense. There is a problem there. There is absolutely a problem there. I agree 100%. But I also would like specificity when you're going into specific mechanics and specific placements of enemies and all of this kind of stuff to tell me more about what is actually the problem so that I can understand it more so being somebody who isn't familiar with the adventure, right? If you're going to try to dissuade me from utilizing it a certain way, I need to understand entirely as to why I need to not utilize it that way. That I have a vague notion, but then it becomes, do I trust you enough, Mr. Video Man, to tell me that I'm doing this differently, or that I need to do this differently? Do I trust you at that point? And it's like, well, not for nothing. I'm not saying that I shouldn't trust you. I'm just saying, how am I to know? Right? I would have to go through and watch a shit ton of your videos. And granted, most of the time that we've covered you, you've been fine. So I think that you're at least somewhat trustworthy. I don't know. I don't really, I just am looking at this from the angle of, like, I don't know shit. Because I don't know anything about this fucking adventure. So it's like, well, I don't know, if you had, like, cited some fucking lines in the book, then maybe that would help me, so that I can actually say, oh, you are very informed and all of this kind of stuff. And again, I understand that he made a whole stream where he went through it for the first time, and it's all there. It's probably like an hour long, I don't know. But, like, this is the video that is going to be consumed by the populace, right? The people are going to watch that video. Not necessarily the stream. He didn't even link the stream for more information. At least he didn't even say he fucking linked the stream, right? So, like, I don't know. Maybe it's in the description of that video. Let's find out. I have it right here. I went to his channel by accident. There we go.
I had planned for this video.
Sorry, that was loud. There is no link to his stream. Huh? I'm not even kidding here. Hold on. Let me bring this up. This is going to put this in my watch history for my personal channel. But, oh well. There is literally no link to this stream that he was talking about. Am I crazy? Stream. During a live stream. During a live stream. That's what I've got. All right, cool. That doesn't help me. He did put a live stream clip. That is true, but, like, yeah, he put it in there to help the point, but he didn't, like, play anything, like, any audio from it. He just said, this is something that I did, and then just kept going. I got nothing concrete. Did you guys even see me do that, by the way? I just realized that I had this on this screen this whole time. Shit. Well, the link is in the... Shit, you're right. Okay. Pizza fuck, thank you. Oh, I'm gonna fucking flashbang myself with noise again. Hold on.
I had planned for this video to be...
I'm sorry. That's my bad that I didn't do that. Here it is. Jesus. Just so you know I'm not fucking lying. This thing has no fucking link to the stream itself. Right? Darn you, Emperor's Children, right? Yeah. And if I go in here and I click stream during a live stream, this is the only time that this is mentioned. The other times that it's mentioned is in my fucking list here of fucking shit for watch later stuff. But, like, this is the one time there's no, like, stream link here. So I don't know, man. Link is in the description for that. No, I mean more audio and clips. Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm just saying there was nothing, you know.
Oh.
Oh,
Hang on.
hello.
Hello. I don't know why Discord is doing this.
What's it doing?
Wait. Input. Yeah, that's input. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, was I not
It's
coming out of your headphones again?
Yeah, it keeps not coming out of my headphones.
Oh,
It's a simple fix, but like it's not saving it. It's weird.
yeah. Why are you coming out of my desktop audio now? What?
I don't know.
Fucking OBS changed my settings this time, so
Oh, I see.
yeah. So now I'm okay. Well, let me fix this.
Yeah. By the way, while you're doing that,
Yeah.
I got into my router and I will be able to port forward now. So
Yes, I saw that. That's exciting.
yes. So next time you have time and we have time and you're interested in playing, we can
Yes.
play. Also, I got Time Stranger.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I'm super hyped for that whenever I get around to that. It's
Hell
not going to be
yeah.
anytime soon, I don't think.
Right.
But it was on sale, like I think 20 or 30% off.
Okay. Cool. Hell yeah. Yeah,
it's a Bandai
I think
Namco
it is
sale.
20% off right now. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's 20, so it's closer to what I would actually pay for it. And wow, that game looks pretty. Like it's more than just a few areas of Tokyo.
Yeah. Let me fucking see if this is not doing what it needs to.
They're making a Code Vein too? I didn't know that.
Are they?
Yep.
Huh.
Apparently it's on pre-order. January 29th next year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Blood of the Dawnwalker is going to be coming. Available coming soon. My bad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, is it because... Hold on. Say words?
Words.
You're not coming in on my end now. That's fun.
That's weird. Ooh. Oh, they're gonna be optimizing stability and performance in Monster Hunter World? Or, Wilds? That's interesting.
Oh, that's... I had this all
We took them like
set.
a fucking year and a half or so.
Things have to be the way that they are. You know?
Yeah. Ooh, and we're getting Gogmazios in Wilds, which is also sweet.
Oh, okay.
I've wanted to fight him for a very long time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And there's also fucking Omega, which from the Final Fantasy. I do love how they're doing Final Fantasy collabs and we get like classic Final Fantasy monsters in there.
Yeah, man. It has always been kind of sick.
Yeah.
Just to see
like
that.
Behemoth was fucking cool.
Yeah.
And Omega is probably my favorite Final Fantasy monster. Although Bahamut's also fucking sweet.
Yeah, dude. Well, I guess you're gonna be on the same track as this time around until I figure this fucking thing out. That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That sucks.
But
the other thing that I saw is apparently fucking Return to Moria, that Duran's Folk.
Yeah.
Apparently that's mostly negative.
Seriously?
Yeah, apparently it's being rated mostly negative.
Oh shit, I've already bought it and everything. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, that's annoying.
I thought that was really weird.
I haven't heard anything about it, so
yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked into it.
It's 130 reviews. So
so not many people have even played it. That's weird. Oh.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm thinking that I'm figuring it out.
Oh.
Of like what has happened. But also I'm not. So we're just gonna roll with it for now. Alright.
Okay.
Anyway, as long as the people can hear you, Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And the people can hear you, so we're good.
Okay.
Well, welcome. You missed out on the first video, which was
the big problem with modern D&D
yeah,
adventures.
which mainly the only thing that I can really like back up and agree with is if they are writing things in a way that doesn't even follow their own like set stuff in the DMG, right? If they're writing things so that they're giving too much treasure, quote unquote, and like all these magic items and stuff, like if they're not following their own rule set for creating these adventures, then there is a problem, I believe. Yes. Because why are we supposed to follow this certain way if they aren't even doing it, right? But mostly the video was confusing because he said a lot of things and I couldn't even verify them because I can't even get to a PDF of the thing. And he didn't give like any like text examples. So I had nothing to really go on. I was just going, okay, well, you've said this. What am I supposed to do with this if I, like, not to say that I don't trust what you're saying, but I am saying that I can't verify it at all.
I can't, it's not saying I don't trust it, but I don't trust it.
Right. Well, so it's not, like, it's the thing. It's not even about trust. It's just, like, I would like to see evidence, please. You know? If you're going to be telling me not to run it a certain way, like I said, because there are things that you have to fix because of the way that it's designed, then I would like to see what the book is telling me to do so that I can then say, oh, they're telling me to run it this way. That's not how this works. Because it will make it so that it's actually something that's a death spiral as you claim. Right? But regardless, that was that whole video. So,
yeah.
At the end of the day, if they aren't writing things with their own rules in mind, then what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
It's not great. But we will move on. We will move on to a video called "Your D&D Villains Aren't Evil Enough."
Okay.
Apparently this is the case, and I am excited to find out about this because this is by Flamey the GM.
Okay.
Never heard of this channel, just saw this title and went, oh, okay, sure, let's see. About 10 minutes, so we will see what we've got. Here we go. Oh my god. Hey, Hannibal reference. Great show. The first 2 seasons. Don't watch the 3rd season.
Never seen it.
I would recommend the first 2 seasons.
I'm not going to see it.
Well,
I'm not a TV person.
I will still recommend it.
Okay.
Your villains just aren't evil enough. That's why no one is pooping their pants. There's no hatred or pain, and the finale feels like it was out of season 4 of The Witcher.
It's a piece of
So today, kids,
Yes.
we're bringing evil back, and I mean real evil, no cartoon cackling or edgy bullshit. The trouble with how we look at villains nowadays is like an obstacle. Let's just get them out the way, so we can push forwards. Nah, bro. They should be like a gravitational force that bends your whole campaign. They are the key to defining what your players must become in order to win. If your villains go soft, you aren't doing them justice. And the fixes are easy, but before that, also remember, not every antagonist needs to be a Hitler in armor. You do need villains with morals and betrayal in their backstories, but somewhere along the way, we all forgot a simple truth. Evil is a choice. A choice they make over and over again until there's almost nothing left. I'm going to show you how you can harness that so your players can feel what true evil is. Let's start with a simple idea.
I guess my first thing is just, now I have no, I guess, frame of reference to say one way or the other, but I would imagine that villains aren't necessarily checkboxes, basically, you know, as things to just overcome and not, like, worry about, I guess, really? Like,
Yeah.
you aren't really feeling that what they're doing is evil. You aren't really seeing their presence at all. Like, I would say that in D&D, the encounters are kind of that way when you fight them, sure, but that's because it's a fight. You know, you're trying to kill the guy so he stops doing the thing. But, like, throughout the story, I would assume, and again, I could be wrong in this, there might be shit tons of campaigns that are going on where they're just going, yeah, there's an evil. And the evil is that guy. Go
Mhm.
stop him. You know? And
Mhm.
there's like no lasting consequences, no actual effects that are being portrayed in the world and all of that kind of stuff, just to show what his reign of terror is really doing. You know?
Mhm.
Um that could be the case, sure. But I would hope not, I guess, is my ultimate point.
Mhm.
So,
That will anchor everything else. Good exists and evil is the absence of good, right? It's a hollowing out. When someone chooses again and again not to do good, they become less able to do good and more capable to do bad things. That's why your villains feel like a moral black hole. They're missing what should be there. You shouldn't have to drill this into the table, you can just show it. And here's 3 ways to do that. Evil has a
Okay.
cost. Every wicked act corrodes something in the villain. If you never show the cost, the villain reads as a misunderstood hero. Evil is deliberate. Do not hide the choice. Put the choice on the screen and let the table see them pick cruelty over mercy. Evil spreads. Their domain, magic, and underlings should bear the mark of that absence. There's rot in the well, music that never stops, and hobgoblins who all stop laughing at once. That is your North Star. Now let us fix the common mistakes that make villains meh. When your villains stop being scary, it's usually because of one of these mistakes. Unfitted goodness. You sprinkle random nice traits to make them feel complex. He saves puppies between massacres. She helps an old woman cross the street after burning the village. The traits do not fit the person. The audience senses the seams. Keep any remaining goodness consistent with their warped core. A narcissist can tuck his daughter into bed. He cannot risk his life for a stranger with nothing to gain. Pick one remaining light and keep it narrow. The backstory excuse. You start from trauma and then treat evil like a side effect. Players instinctively shift from stop the villain to fix the villain. The backstory is a catalyst, not the verdict. Show the fork in the road. Put a decision on screen where the villain chooses power over people, then show they keep choosing it. Moral fog. You never declare who is wrong. Everything
oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, he's going very fast.
I just like I'm really trying.
Yeah, it's
It's
honestly it's
too
kind of hard to
quick.
keep up with.
Way
It's too
quick.
fast.
Like I get it's 10 minutes, sure, and you want to get a lot of information, but we're not. I don't know why, but Yahtzee, when he does that thing, I can kind of follow him, you know.
Mhm.
But for this,
But not this.
I don't know what's going on here that's making it so
I think
that
it's the
can't.
tone.
Yeah, it honestly, I think it might be the tone of his voice.
It's the tone
just
because there's next to no change in inflection when the
Yeah.
next sentence starts.
yeah,
It doesn't feel like something new has started. It just feels like a run-on sentence.
it really does. I feel like more pausing would be helpful. Yeah, Yahtzee enunciates well as well. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so the other thing I don't know if he's going to get to it,
yeah,
but I don't really understand the 3 things that he said. The evil has a cost,
Yes.
evil spreads, and the other one, which
Yeah,
I've already forgotten.
honestly forgot.
But the one that stuck out to me is evil like corrodes the bad guy. What are you talking about? Like, can you go into the,
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to get into it, but that sounds kind of strange.
yeah. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know.
hoping he goes into that because that's a very strange statement that I would like to I want to hear what he means by that.
Yeah.
is grey. Your players do not know what to fight for, so they disengage. You need to make a single moral line non-negotiable in your world. Children are not targets, free will cannot be stolen, all guests are not harmed under hospitality, and then have your villain cross that
hey, that's a Dresden Files reference. Nice.
line and see what your players do. Do those 3 and you have a spine. Now let's build some muscle. The evil ladder. Use this ladder to calibrate how far gone your villain is. Each rung is a visible...
We're on a different thing already. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're like, what the...
Okay.
Jeez.
All right. Boy. Okay. I'm trying to... Okay, what the fuck was this section? What is all of this? I need to... I'm sorry. This is going to be one that we have to go through a bunch, because I can't follow it.
Yeah, yeah.
is a catalyst, not the verdict. Show the fork in the road. Put a decision on screen where the villain chooses power over people, then show they keep choosing it. Moral fog. You never declare who is wrong.
Yeah, so
Everything is
that's
grey.
already over.
Yeah. So that would be where it is. The moral fork. They don't choose
Moral
a different
fork
thing.
and then moral fog.
Oh.
I think he said moral fog.
I didn't hear fog. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your players do not know what to fight for, so they disengage. You need to make a single moral line non-negotiable in your world. Children are not targets, free will cannot be stolen, all guests are not harmed under hospitality. And then have your villain cross that line and see what your players do.
Okay.
Do those three, and you have a spine. Now let's build some muscle. The evil ladder.
Okay,
Use
sure.
this ladder to calibrate how far gone your villain is. Each rung is a visible sign of good removed. Rung 1, compromise. They do a small wrong for a larger right. They lie, they skim, or they look away. Rung 2.
They skim or scheme?
Yeah, I assume scheme?
Please, I'm sorry. You gotta speak English here, man.
I don't know what the... Hold on.
Do a small wrong for a larger right. They lie, they skim, or they look away.
They skim. So are
Yeah.
we talking about, like, skimming off the top of, like, money?
But like he said, they lie and
Yeah.
they skim. So I feel like
Am I crazy?
that.
Do I not know what skim means? Skim. Definition.
Yeah, no, you know what skim means because
Yeah,
skim
remove.
is to, it's to remove stuff, and scheme is to plot.
Okay.
So I think he just can't pronounce the word scheme.
Or he's
Weird?
talking about removing... Well, but he's talking about compromise, so what the fuck would you skim?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rung 2, dehumanization. They rename people as things, the miners are units, the refugees are noise, they stop making eye contact. Rung
Nice.
3, instrumental harm. They harm innocence as a tool, a threat, a message, kill one to control 100.
Okay, see now
Rung-
there. That one's good.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
that's you use it as a tool. That makes sense.
Ugh, Jesus Christ, this is like, ugh. But yeah, okay. So a villain.
Yeah.
How do we make them more evil? We start having them use innocence as tools.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a great way to make someone evil
Yeah.
because, they're involving people that are not involved. And they're using them as leverage against the
Yes.
heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a great one.
So, Timothy, each player will see evil in their own way. Hard rules like this are difficult because it's subjective. So, no, that's not what he's talking. He's talking about having a universal moral code that we all follow. Like, in real life, killing somebody is usually, like, a bad thing, right?
Mhm.
Even if it's justified, people usually are not a big fan of the kill people thing, okay? So we
Yeah.
can all understand that when somebody kills somebody else, we then have to think about, the moral standing of it, of like, is this still an action that is good or bad, right?
Yeah. And
So-
and when he said establish those moral lines, he's talking
Yes.
about a thing within the game.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly. So
So like basically establish a taboo in the world and then have the
Yes.
villain break that taboo. That's what he's saying.
Exactly. It is something that is defined within the world that everybody would follow. Necromancy
Yeah.
is evil, right? Like
Mhm.
that's your very, very, very basic one that you see in everything,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
4. Love inverted. They call control love. They break a mind in order to keep it close. They call it protection. Rung 5.
Sure, yeah, that's
Jesus fucking Christ.
that's fine to use. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, so manipulation through fake affection.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to interact with the person that's being manipulated.
Yeah.
That can be really good. Like the person who is, in fake love, is a decent person, but they're being manipulated because of their love.
Yes,
No.
exactly.
That's
They're
pretty good. That's a
committing-
nice evil thing to do.
They're committing acts that they would not do otherwise or they're doing things just to help the person because they're in love with them, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially.
And if they ever learn that it's all fake or they're being used or whatever, there's usually a nice like breakdown moment, and they either withdraw and do like a self die, or they join the party.
Sure, yeah. Or they just disappear,
That too. I feel like if you build up a character that much, I feel like you would want to do something more than just have them disappear. But that's definitely an option.
Yeah, sure. It depends, right?
Yeah.
I think he means skim. They take small things for themselves unethically that probably won't be noticed. For the compromise thing, but potentially,
Yeah.
I don't know, because he was talking about a lot of like specifically like interactions, right? Verbal interaction at least. Whether or not, I mean, it would fit. That's the thing. It would
Yes.
fit. They take one cookie from the jar without asking or telling you. Exactly, yeah. Skimming.
It's like Lex Luthor stealing 40 cakes.
Yeah, dude.
That's horrible.
Hate that guy.
That's a real thing, by the way.
Wait, really?
Yes.
What?
It's from an old comic, and then they made it canon, where back in like the Silver Age or the Gold Age, when things were really goofy, Lex Luthor stole 40 cakes from a bake sale. And then they made it canon in like more recent times. It's really funny.
No.
Like, what a fucking bastard. He stole 40 cakes, and like literally the text of the comic said he stole 40 cakes, and that's horrible. It's great.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm not disagreeing with the evil things being evil, but they might not find the character interesting or fun. That's the subjective part. Sorry. No, you're fine.
No, that's fair.
I mean, that's just in general. Like, that's with everything, right? Like, I don't know. People might not find anything that you make interesting or fun, right? Like, that's, I don't know, right? What you're trying to go for is just making sure that they understand that the person is against what is considered to be the normal moral things to do. It's not anything to do with interesting or fun at that point. It's just to emphasize that they are an evil force. They want to enslave everybody, but everybody is not slave-liking. You know, like,
we don't like that. We
don't
don't like
that.
that, we decided.
We decided, exactly. Yeah.
By the way, here it is. Let me post this, because this is very funny. Yeah. So here's this is the original one from a long time ago.
Okay.
40, when no one's looking, 40 cakes. It's as many as 4 10s, and that's terrible. And then this is the recent one. So top left thing, I later found out they're stealing 40 cakes in the school's bake sale. So like, this is like young Lex Luthor.
Hold on. Oh my god.
It's great. I don't remember what I do not remember which comic this is from, though.
That first one looks like it's like for a book of like learning numbers, you know?
It does.
40 is highlighted, and it's next. You see, it's next to his arm as well.
Yeah, 40. It's next to him.
So like,
it's great.
What the fuck? Okay, sure.
And that's terrible.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. How
dare? How could you, Lex? How could you?
What a fucking monster. Anyway.
What a monster.
What a truly... If you want to have an evil villain, have him steal 40 cakes.
Yeah, that's the way.
Terrible.
That's terrible, dude.
I love it. God, anyway.
Yeah.
They take pleasure in reminders that the light is losing. They keep trophies from acts of cruelty. Rung 6.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. God, that's fast.
Why did you string those two sentences into one?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
Is it because we need to keep this under 10 minutes? Is that why? I
guess
just
so.
I don't know.
Well, it's not even under 10 minutes. It's just over.
Well, I mean,
10,
you know what I mean. It's that 10-minute mark-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love D&D. Hello, site director Raincorp. What's up?
Hello. Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I don't know.
It's the void. They do not negotiate. They will salt the ground if they cannot rule it. Their presence creates silence. Pick the rung your campaign needs, show it in a scene, then as your game proceeds, move them down the ladder, and watch your players start to feel the pressure. If you feel like your bad guys are too soft, try this 10-second test. Read a sentence about your bad guy aloud, and if your table wants to redeem them, you're too soft. If your table wants to put a stop to them, perfection.
I mean, like, so... I don't know, right? Like, if they still want to redeem them, I find that fine. You know? Like, it doesn't necessarily indicate that they're too soft. It just indicates that your party might actually want the best for everyone. It really depends on, like, the personalities and stuff, right? The situation itself. Like, this is the thing. What if you even have it so they don't even know about the extent to which the guy is evil yet? You know? He starts doing bad shit, and people are like, oh, shit, okay, we need to stop him. And then, like, you find out that the way that he got there, he used, like, the corpses of babies the entire way to fuel his machine that is making the weather go haywire. It's like,
Oh my god.
whoa, okay, well that's
Weather machines, man.
yeah, that's whoa, you know, like I know that's a kind of a ridiculous like jump, but it would be something to go, oh no, you know, you get my point, right? It's like, oh, before he was just kind of being an asshole and making the weather go bad for like certain areas, and sometimes tornadoes would come down and kill people. That's pretty bad. Maybe we could stop him from doing that, and he could use his weather machine for good. And then it's like, oh, they get there, and it's like, oh, look at all these baby corpses. Oh fuck.
That's one hell of a fucking opener, isn't it?
Right? Like, it's just like, oh god, you know? But it's something to that effect of they don't know the full extent of the evil, right?
Yeah.
I invest in Fey food and then use them in any big event that includes food. Hell yeah, dude. There you go. That's
so
great.
As in you're using food made of Fey?
No, Fey
you're
food.
Buying
like food from the Fey world.
from the Feywild.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not made of Fey.
I would imagine not. It could be, I guess. And then you've got a worse problem on your hands. You've killed a bunch of Fey.
You know, it's like fucking panda Pocky. You know, they grind the pandas into a fine powder.
That's right.
And then they turn them into Pocky sticks.
Exactly, dude. Evil.
Some examples.
Never gonna go extinct anyway.
Soft. The necromancer wants to heal the grief of the world by ending suffering, which should be the necromancer wants to remove grief by removing memory. Volunteers first.
You know, no. So actually, that brings up a thing. I wish Aiden was here. He has his lich who wants to like end death, but the way that he's but the way that he went about it to become a lich is he killed thousands of people. You know, and like he's still like trying to end death, and I doubt that he's going to stop from like trying to kill people to do his goal, you know, like just to use their souls and stuff so that he can continue his experiments and shit, you know, like it's like I don't think it's horrible if you find that shit out and then it's like, oh, that fucking guy is evil. You know, like, yeah, sure, he's trying to do a good thing, but how did he get there? You know? Is he still doing things that's bad? You know, like, you can still, I don't agree. I don't think I agree with redeemable equaling too soft. Exactly. I don't think so either. It seems kind of crazy to go, oh, just because I want to make sure that people are good and like maybe we can rehabilitate these people into becoming better for society. That means that
I think
we don't have a good enough villain.
I think the problem is that he's confused. I feel like he's conflating or confusing, whichever the word is, like a evil villain with a villain that people hate.
Sure. Yeah.
Because he's trying to make a villain that people hate and want to kill, not just one that's evil.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. It's
interesting.
And evil is complicated. You know?
Yes, it is.
So like, and again, if you want them to be hated, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We can do that. But it doesn't mean even somebody who is universally hated could still be quote unquote redeemed potentially. Right? Like that's the philosophy that some people could have. So let's just, I mean, obviously it's just like, you just gotta kind of look at it on a case-by-case basis, really.
Also, they're making a new Divinity game, and I'm fucking hyped for that.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Yeah.
Hell
Larian, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Good.
So, like, yo.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude. And the trailer for it is fucking metal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Villagers next. The warlord only seeks order, which should be the warlord replaces names of the conquered children with numbers so their parents forget their faces.
Sure.
Clarity creates fear. And don't forget, you can make them human without making them weak. You can make them seem complex without making it complicated, guys. Try using this 2-lane rule. Lane 1. A single loyal love that never saves anyone else. The warlord loves his warhorse. He will walk through fire for it. He'll still burn a village to the ground. It's just giving his character shape, not redemption.
Sure.
Lane 2. The one line they will never cross sex is still evil. The vampire never kills children. He turns their parents and leaves the children to be raised by husks. He follows a rule, but it's not a good rule.
Yeah, I like that as well. Absolutely. It's still, like, whatever they find is taboo, they will skirt around it because they don't want to do the thing. But because they aren't doing the thing, they are still committing a heinous act.
Yeah, it's it's like hypocritical bullshit. It's great.
Yeah.
It was like in Vampire where I'm like, I don't feed on innocent people, but I'm like, that hobo over there, he's sleeping where he shouldn't sleep. Technically, that's a crime.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll drink from him, and that's fine.
It's rationalizations rather than and it's logical rationalizations, but they are not necessarily a good rationalization, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by good, of course, I mean moral rationalization.
Yes.
Excuse me.
If you want genuine tragedy, put the fork in the road on screen. Let the table see where they could have turned back, then show they chose not to. That will hit them in the feels. And this all goes into encounter designs. They too need to captivate the villain's absence. Give these 3 encounter styles a go to sell the fear. Subtraction. Mechanics remove a sense or option each round. Start with small things. No inspiration, no help action, then big things. No reactions, no names. The party feels the pressure as the world loses pieces. Echo.
So what am I listening to? What are you telling me?
Yeah, why?
Sorry, go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, what the fuck are you saying?
Will hit them in the feels. And this all goes into encounter designs. They too need to captivate the villain's absence. Give these 3 encounter styles a go to sell the fear. Subtraction. Mechanics remove a sense or option each round. Start with small things. No inspiration, no...
Okay, so in order to make the villains, like, encounters with the villain? Or with anything to do in the world, feel more like the villain has some sort of power in it? You have encounters that have less mechanics that are there?
Yeah, like they're losing options? That's so weird.
I don't know about that one unless, like... The only time where I see that as, like, a potential is if the villain is some sort of deity.
Yeah.
Like, I need something that is actually shaping the world. Like, not even deity, let's be fair. Let's say something that is world-shaping in some degree. Because it's like... How in
the hell are you rationally justifying having your villain remove my ability to have a reaction?
Yeah!
Huh? How are you... How?
Because, like,
what?
I can accept some magical bullshit here and there, right? Like, they have some sort of device they've given their lackeys that, like, makes a field. That makes it so that you can't do reactions or you don't get inspiration. Like, any of that kind of stuff, because it is just that pure malice and evil that is become whatever. You know, they've perfected a formula to make it so that it's harder for anybody who's resisting them to fight. In whatever way. Sure, I can see that as something. Is that what we're talking about? Because, sure, yeah, absolutely. I can make that work. I just need to know what you're going for here. If that's the case, then sure. Okay.
It's still so weird.
I just need more than just maybe take some things away to make things feel weird. It's like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very strange.
Probably going to write a comment this time because at this point I don't think this guy is Overlord material. I like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Help action, then big things. No reactions, no names. The party feels the pressure as the world loses pieces.
Names?
Echo. Everything repeats with wrongness. The villain copies a hero's ability, but it returns with a twisted output. You cast Cure Wounds, the target feels relief, but they've forgotten your name. You cast Fireball, but the flame is cold, and it burns the colour out of the banners.
I like the idea of things becoming different. Yes. Because of corruption, right?
Yeah,
then
there's
you
some
need
kind of corruptive field or
yes,
something.
then you need some sort of force in your world that causes that corruption, that centers from either the villain or what the villain follows, whatever it might be. That's fine. We can do that. That's totally okay.
Yeah, but I think I don't have an issue with that. That's neat.
Yeah.
But I think my problem with it is that that's not... It just doesn't really work in making the villain feel evil.
Yeah,
you know?
What it helps with is seeing the effect on the world from a force, right? But is that necessarily because of the villain? Right? Like,
Right?
yeah, you can make it that way. Absolutely. They've unlocked some sort of horrible evil that has corrupted the world. It's just you have to put work in to make that work. Right?
Yeah, you've got to really work at this because
Well, I don't even think it's that hard to do. You make it so that it is that force that has been unlocked because of what the villain has done. Sure.
well, no,
easily.
so now what I'm saying here is more so. So, okay. Here's my thing with it. It's okay. So,
Yeah.
I feel like if you want this force to make the villain feel evil,
Sure.
I feel like the whole corrupting healing magic and stuff has to be a byproduct of something else that he has done
Yes.
that is something for him that is directly negatively impacting everybody else.
Yes.
So, like, let's say the villain is in, like, a position of power and he could help, like, a ton of people.
Mhm.
But that doesn't align with his goal. And so he, instead of using his ability to help people, which could still achieve his end goal, it would just take longer.
Mhm.
Or something like that, he activates this power, which then starts like draining the life out of everyone in the world.
Yeah.
And it would like finish his end goal like a month faster or something that.
Yeah.
And then as a byproduct of that whole thing, that's why the magic is like corrupted and shit.
Yeah. It has to fit what's going on around. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and it has to be something, if you want it to be because of this villain, you have to make it so that they have done something to make it this way. Absolutely. Corrupting all of the temples of the healing god, right? Like, every single one, they have sent followers, or they have gone personally and destroyed altars and erected new ones, said rituals, done this shit to make it so that when people are praying to this god, it goes through this stuff, and it comes back and it's wrong. Something that is like, you just have to justify it to a degree that makes it so that it works.
Yeah.
Like, that's the same thing with, like, the field stuff. Yeah, they've created magical spells that only their followers know, that when they utter them, they do this chant, whatever the fuck. When you're within range of them, you can't do certain things. Sure, okay. It's a whole practice that has been given to him by some greater deity, or some horrible beyond thing, thing from beyond, excuse me, that has some sort of deity-like power. See, like, anything like that, sure, we can synthesize it into reasoning as to why these things are occurring. But you got to just make sure that you are putting in that effort to do this.
Yeah.
I just, witness.
Yeah. It's just really got to be this thing where he's doing something evil and this happens because of it.
Exactly.
And he like knew it. It's like, oh my god, how could you do this? You're a monster. It's like, I don't give a shit. This accomplishes my end goal.
Exactly. It also should do something that benefits them greatly. Absolutely.
Yes, that's the whole point. Yes.
Yeah.
The party arrives after the promise. Do not show gore, show ritual calm. Chairs tucked in, candles trimmed, food on plates still warm. A single thing wrong, no shadows, then one small sound in the distance that should not be there. A bell that does not ring. Your table will go quiet, they will lean in. This is your moment. The key here is you don't have to physically harm them more to make them feel how wrong the place and the villain is.
Oh,
the
yeah.
atmosphere, the little changes to how things work, can add all that without them taking...
Yeah, with that, you have to make sure, like, it's the way of, like, how, for me, when I do stuff with cryptid shit, the birds and the bugs go silent. Because that's just not a thing. That is not a thing that happens unless there is a predator around. Not even for the bugs, really, most of the time, but, like, you notice, when it is silent. because that is just not something that's usually the case. There is some sort of ambient noise whenever you're anywhere, right? So if you start describing things that are silent, it's like, well, what the fuck?
Why is it quiet?
Why did it get quiet? Now that I'm noticing it, why is that happening? You know, stuff like that absolutely can make it so that your scene feels different and wrong and weird.
It feels more impactful.
Exactly.
And like you should be paying attention.
Yes. Because and obviously, whenever your DM or whatever says, you know, like point something out, then it's like, oh, that's important. Or it could not be, but like most of the time it is something that is important, right? So then you pay attention even more.
Yeah.
When Alejo said I can accept random magic bullshit here, I thought of that meme that says random bullshit go. Yes.
Yeah.
I can excuse random magic bullshit, but I draw the line at railroading. Yes.
Yes.
Of course. It's like this guy has a time limit when he talks. I really believe that he's trying to fit all this stuff in that 10-minute window.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You know, again, that's fine. But, like, Yeah,
like, honestly, I kind of wish that you had, like, some text on there so that way we could at least pause and figure out whether or not you were saying skim or scheme.
In a single point of damage. And you need to make your players hate them properly. There is a huge difference between villains the characters dislike and the ones they hate, and it really makes the difference. Here is 5 hate magnets that aren't overkill but get the job done. Invite them, feed them, then betray them. Don't overuse this, once is generally enough. The villain breaks a town by...
Okay, so first, betray them.
Yes.
After something that seems innocuous. Understandable. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I've done that.
Yeah, you did.
I did that.
Yeah,
I
you
did do that,
and
didn't I?
believe me, we hated that little fucker.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was very good. It was very, very good.
Yeah. Can confirm.
Yeah. All right, what the fuck? I gotta get back. It started immediately. Next point. Ugh.
Don't overuse this, once is generally enough. The villain breaks a town by making neighbours police each other. Force a hard choice with a clock. Save 10 people now.
What?
Or thousands later. The villain smiles either way. Keep...
Okay, was that a separate thing?
God.
I don't know, actually. So this thing was...
them. Don't overuse this, once is generally enough. The villain breaks a town by making neighbours police each other.
By making neighbors police each other.
Force a hard choice with a clock. Save 10 people now or thousands later. The villain smiles either way. Keep a promise...
Okay, no, that is a different thing. Okay, so what the fuck are you talking about with policing each other? Oh, okay, manipulating them so that they are untrusting of their own neighbors?
Yeah.
Okay. Why would I hate them for that?
Yeah, why would I immediately jump to hate for that?
Why is that a hate magnet?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's shitty. Don't get me wrong, I don't like being manipulated. Controversial take, everybody. But
yeah.
But like I don't see why that's hatred worthy, you know?
Yeah, just immediate no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then the choice thing, sure. Yeah. Making it so that they have to choose between whatever and then he doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
yeah.
When it comes to saving lives and stuff, yeah, that's fine. You know, like that's something that you don't want. Absolutely. So
yeah, make them do the trolley thing.
Yes. And then he goes, but I won't.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
of harm without bragging. No boasting, just follow through. It speaks loud enough on its own.
Do a bad thing and don't brag. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Why does that...
Do you often do that when you do evil?
I get, like, yeah, I guess it's like it's that classic comic book villain trope though that I can understand that if people are doing that, absolutely, that's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Aha! I burned down the the orphanage, Batman. It's like, oh, did you, Joker?
You can't stop me, Spider-Man. Weed is legalized.
Yes.
Oh, what is it? One that I think would be very good, actually. I think if you are going to take anything from like modern culture into account when you're trying to design a villain in terms of their like personality and stuff.
Sure.
I think that one of the very best things to actually make someone hate your villain, if you're looking for hatred, I think that callousness is one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Because all I need, I can explain exactly what I mean by saying 2 words, and you'll get exactly what I mean with this. Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nobody likes that fucking guy.
Like S-Forest debacle. Yeah. That thing, that absolute callousness.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So take a look at people that are disgusting pieces of trash today, and you can very easily get some character traits for your villain that could that could make them hateable if you want a villain that people hate.
Yeah. I mean, I get what he means by hating a character, but when I hate a character, I don't want them in the story at all, which is not what he wants here. Well, I mean, so to a degree, sure. I mean, I don't know. I've never. So this is the thing. Whenever it's anything like that, I never like hate a character because I'm never like that invested to a degree. You know, I feel things, sure, but I've never found myself like actually actively hating something, you know, or some character, you know. It's just that's just not how my brain works, unfortunately. So
no,
I
don't know if that's an unfortunately, but you know.
Well, it depends on who you ask, I guess, right?
Nah, yeah, fair enough.
Gotta flex on the other wimpy bad guys with my crimes. I'm not like the other shitheads. Yes. Yes, I'm not like those other criminals. I guess if the villain is a ruler, they could make citizens police each other by making it a crime to not report on their neighbors when they know about something subversive happening. But that's a pretty specific scenario. True. Never would happen as well. That could never be a thing. There's a difference between hating a character as a person and hating them as a character. Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That is true.
Touch a symbol the players love. The temple bell, the annual fair, the stray dog that greeted them at level 1. Remove it with the calm message, it was in the way. It creates emotional stakes without feeling unfair.
Oh, sure, yeah, that's fine. I don't see that as...
I mean, that's... I mean, we all know how fucking Dio was introduced.
Yes!
Man, Danny was running at him with a knife. He had to kick him in the fucking face.
He was. This is true.
I mean, that's literally it's like classic, well-known writing
trope, I guess.
Not really a technique,
no,
but it's not really even a tip, but it's a method, I suppose.
Yeah, method.
It's called kick the dog or kick the puppy. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
If you want to make your readers hate your villain, have them kick a dog or a puppy.
Yep.
And that's it. And, I mean, they did that with fucking Dio.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
Of course, most of them don't go all the way to having him, burn him in an incinerator.
Yeah. But, they really wanted you to know.
Yeah, they wanted you to know that Dio is him.
You do? I mean, come on.
But he's still so fun. It's great.
Oh, yeah. It's because it's JoJo, first off. It's the tone.
It's because it's JoJo.
It's the tone.
And he's eaten how many breads? Just how many? Many breads.
Many. Yes.
Oh, man.
Sometimes players want redemption. It can be incredible. Do not make the mistake of flipping evil to good with a hug. If evil is the absence of good, then redemption is a very steep slope to climb back. It needs a price, and one that isn't easily achieved or has a high cost. The villain restores what they removed. If they took names, they give them back by giving up all the names they own, including their own. The villain absorbs the consequences of their actions. If they curse the valley, they carry the curse inside themselves and they die with it. The villain rescues someone without gain and then refuses to be thanked. Then they leave. The story does not praise them, it lets the world continue without them. If you do one of these things, at the very end, it can work. Anything wetter will undercut the whole campaign's spine and it will all come crumbling down.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, but I don't know about it crumbling because of that. Like, yeah, you want them to understand that the guy is still kind of a piece of shit. Yeah. Like, that's just important. Like he's saying, redemption isn't immediate. It shouldn't be. It's not something that's not how it works, you know? If somebody has done something actually heinous, then they should be unfortunately on a very they should take a journey, you know? It should be a whole fucking thing. That's its own story.
They should go home and be a family man.
That's right.
I love that meme. It's not really even a meme.
Right. But yeah, no, it's this thing of like, hell, it becomes like, if you are in, it can be that you have the villain that is trying to still be redeemed throughout multiple campaigns at that point, you know? Like, they exist after the fact, and it's like 10 years later, and he's still going around, and like, he's just trying to keep out of the way of people, you know? And then every now and then, there is this like mysterious person who goes through and tries to and like save somebody, and it's like, oh, that's cool, that's good to know. And then when they meet him, it's like, oh, it's the fucking guy. Oh my god, it's that guy. He's an asshole, but he saved those people. Indeed. And then he's just like, dude, just leave me alone. And then they're like, what? But you did the thing. And he's like, dude, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but you're like being good now. And he's like, shut up, leave me alone. It's like, not a good person yet, but he's doing good things to try to make up for what he's done, you know? Anyway.
So choose wisely and think about what you're gonna do. But Flamey, if I make my villain truly evil, my table will feel uncomfortable. Good, that is the point. Not to be a dick for the sake of it. Our job is to create stakes that matter in a world that reacts to choices. Discomfort is not the enemy, but making that discomfort
You are fucking using this fucking supernatural clip a very, very long time. That is crazy.
Yeah.
meaningless is. But Flamey, I want nuance, great. Show one remaining light inside the villain that never saves anyone else. Show a rule they follow that is still cruel. That nuance will make them feel real without removing fear. But Flamey, my players always want to talk to the villain. Perfect. Give the villain arguments that sound almost right but twist one word. Peace without freedom. Healing without memory. Justice without names. Then let your heroes defend the missing word out loud. That's part of roleplay, darling. If we put all this together, we get a blueprint. And here's how you can use that over the next 4 sessions, if you want. Session 1. Introduction by subtraction. Show a small good missing from the world. Laughter is thin. The river never changes pitch. A toddler looks at their parent and says, who are you? Start getting your players' minds thinking, what's going on? Why is this happening? Session 2, the first promise. The villain states a clean rule and a clock. On the next full moon, no bells. The party races to prevent sabotage. They succeed. The full moon rises, the bells do not ring anyways. They go to the cathedral where the bells didn't ring, and they see a note on the door, a list of more names. The party thinks they stopped the villain, but the villain's plan worked anyways, revealing they're smarter and scarier than the heroes realized. Session 3, the mercy refusal.
You really shouldn't show like the Saw movie things, because there's a lot of those traps that are like super easy to not die by. Like later on, there's a lot of them that are like, why the fuck? I mean,
hell, that was kind of the point for a lot of those.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's just like
to be able to survive it.
Yeah, sure, but like they don't even try to do anything else is the thing, you know?
Oh,
like,
I see.
The people are idiots most of the time.
Yes.
We need to get a whole bunch of your blood in this fucking thing, and the only way to do it is put your hand in this saw and cut yourself until you bleed enough. It's like, oh, what if I like pee in it?
It's true.
Like nothing.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know?
do.
Like,
Yeah.
like nobody. Anyway, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Someone the party cares about offers value alive. The villain kills them for a principle. No gore, a single line to make a point. Session 4.
Sure.
The price of power. Our villain needs a resource that a powerful being has. The being offers a compromise. The villain takes something essential instead. The land changes colour. The fight begins. Layer actions remove options. Like we spoke about earlier.
Oh yeah, there you go. Use layer actions to do stuff like that. Make it so like on a round they can't do stuff. There you go. That's fine.
The party wins only by restoring a missing good at a cost to themselves. Put these 4 sessions together and you've got some good momentum for a badass villain. Now time for a little...
I really couldn't tell you. Like, the only time where I even realized that he was on a different session was when he said session 4. I really... I'm sorry. It's just...
Yeah.
I honestly, most of this stuff is unfortunately in one ear out the other. And when I do catch something, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know?
Yeah, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
jeez.
Like, yeah, overall the video is fine if, like, we played it at, like, 0.5 speed, you know? And I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
cheat sheet. Print this and keep it near your notes. What is the non-negotiable moral...
Whoa, look at this! Oh, text!
Oh my god, text!
I love
He can learn! Holy shit.
line in this campaign? What single good is the villain removing from the world? What
Sure.
principle do they kill for when mercy is easy?
Yeah.
What promise of harm will they keep calmly?
Sure.
What price of power will they pay that ruins something beautiful?
Mhm.
What one remaining light do they have that never saves anyone else?
Yeah.
What is the visible cost?
See, I can follow this so much better now. I can follow exactly what you're saying. I can read at exactly the speed. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Whoa.
Crazy.
Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They pay for everything they win? How does the world show the absence around them? Answer those and your villain's already better than most of the ones on the internet. So your villains aren't evil enough, and it's nothing...
On the internet. So, like, are you talking about Reddit? Because if that's the case, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I only see the things that are shared are the shit ones.
Mhm.
That's just kind of the... Everybody else is just doing their good stuff, and they don't need to talk about it, and they don't get shared because people don't care about the good stuff as much.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
to do with how you write or because you're a nice person. It's because you were told that evil is just a costume, and it's not. It is the cold that remains when the fire goes out. Let your villains choose that cold. Put the choice on the screen. Show the cost. Remove something that should be there. Bells, names, laughter. The moment your table feels that absence, they will love your world. And when the final battle comes, it will be deserved and powerful. So tell Uncle Flamey what your favourite villain you've made is, or fought against in your campaign. What were they like? Were they evil enough? Let me know in the comments. And as always, stay spicy, adventurers.
How do I describe something as evil enough? You know?
Yeah.
Are they just... Are they evil? Are they the villain? Good enough, you know? Like...
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to... How do I judge exactly what is evil enough for a game, I guess, if I'm playing in it?
Mhm.
Right? If I'm designing it, yeah, what I made is evil enough, I would assume, right?
I certainly fucking hope so.
I would certainly fucking hope so, but like, I'm trying to see like where is the line that I'm supposed to draw, because if it's having to put all of these single things in that he has said and say, oh, and then just make it so that they hate them and make it so that they're irredeemable and that nobody wants to redeem them, it's like, well, is that what I'm going for?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, because if I want to make a villain that is redeemable, that if they learn enough about them, they could maybe, like, the best, okay. Some of the best, like, fights, quote unquote, in a lot of the CRPGs that I've played have been because I've paid attention to details and I've not had to fight. Because I know...
And you can talk your way out.
Yes, because I know things about the character, and I say all these things, and then it's like, oh, you know all this stuff, and you're convincing me otherwise because you found out all this shit. Whoa, you know? And then you don't have the
Mhm.
fight, you still get the encounters and stuff, and then it's just like, oh, it's over. Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, I found the way to not have to fight you, even though I was fucking geared up. I was ready.
Yeah, I was ready. I would.
I could do it.
Don't make. I can do it. Just
I can.
don't make me.
Don't even try it. But
yeah,
like,
I can do it. Just.
Here's the thing. Minor spoiler, actually it's major spoiler for I believe it's Shadowrun. It's not Hong Kong, it's the one before that. Fuck. Hold on. It's in my list. I can find it real quick by searching Shadowrun.
Okay.
Shadowrun Dragonfall. Okay?
Okay.
For anybody
Right, there are dragons in that, aren't there?
There is dragons in Shadowrun, yes.
Forgot about that.
Actually, no, it might actually be Hong Kong. Regardless, one of them. So just tune away if you don't want to know the ending of one of the games. It's up to you. You know, it's good games. Don't get me wrong. Fucking play them. They're great. One of the endings is they've been talking about this like god basically this whole time, and you can find information. You can look at books and stuff and find out about the god and these like tenets and stuff and the specific things that you need to do if you were ever to encounter this god. And if you remember those and you choose them correctly, or well, I think they're just there, but like if you have found that information, you can utilize that when you do actually face this being that is there and do these things in order, and you don't have to fight it because you did the like ritual, quote unquote, that appeases it. And it's super fucking cool. It's so fucking cool to me because it's just like, I read through the thing. I even read like the whole like entry and went, oh, that's neat. I didn't even think that was going to be a thing that came into play. And then later on at the very end, I was like, oh, whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
Nice. So, like, for those of you who come back at this point, if you haven't, I don't know, but you can come back now.
Yeah.
But if you can make it so that you have some character, a villain at the end that you could like have them be able to do this, if you want them to have the option, you set these things in front of them. You don't necessarily push them towards it, but you do make it an option that is there. And make it so that you can convince them by utilizing that information to then stop their evil. It's like, I don't know, man. Then you'll feel cool. They'll feel cool because it's like, well, we fucking stopped the guy from being evil. You know, we
stopped him from being evil. Not only did we stop him without killing him, because you know doing it the non-violent way is always the most satisfying.
Yeah.
Not only did you do that, you were rewarded for paying attention to all those details with the ability to do that.
Yes, exactly. It just
There's nothing worse than like paying attention to a game's story and learning all this shit about a character and being like, ooh, that's interesting. I bet we could use that somewhere, only to learn that you can't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It'll make them feel rewarded for even exploring your world. And again, add to that lived-in feel, add to that living feel of the world, and everything. So I all that to say, having something that's redeemable isn't necessarily a bad thing at all. It doesn't make your villain any less evil. It just makes it so that they can be put on a different path because they took a bad path in the beginning. And now they're just being righted by seeing it in a different perspective because of other people. You know, it's like, I don't know, a hero, right? A hero is trying to save people. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to kill somebody to save them or save others.
Now, I do think that there are definitely times when a character is so evil that there shouldn't be a redemption. As long as there's that.
Absolutely.
Sometimes people have to be put down.
Yes, absolutely. There's also going to be those cases as well. I'm just saying in the instances where you want to make something like that, don't think that it's a problem you know?
Mhm.
Because kind of this video is kind of like a binary in that way.
Yeah.
If they want to be redeemed, or if they want to redeem the villain, you're too soft. Make your villain hard.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. But what if I want this? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. That's both the videos. Well, hey, wahoo. We did it.
One of them was almost impossible to follow.
It was annoying. Honestly, the first 3 minutes, I don't even know what was said.
Yeah.
Except for I think in the first 3 minutes there was the too soft thing. I think.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Again, like was said in chat, it's not like a bad video. It's just that it's hard to parse and follow. And like if you watch it at half speed, 0.75 even, you'll probably follow it a lot better.
Yeah.
So like, just if you're gonna watch it back, and if you're gonna send it to people, I would suggest telling them or saving it in the settings of the link that you send to them that it's at 0.5 or 7.5. They'll never know. They'll know a little bit because some of the clips and stuff will be a little slow, but
yeah.
But anyway, that's all the videos for tonight, everybody. I will, of course, extend the invitation for you, my friend, if you wish to skedaddle.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Absolutely fine.
What is it? Do you think you're gonna be heading to bed immediately after this?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Then the next time we have time, I'll port forward at some point.
Okay. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
enough.
you let me know the next time you have time and you're interested in playing, and I can port forward before then.
For sure. For sure.
And we'll get that working.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, good videos. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. Take it easy.
See ya. All right, everybody. We're gonna move on to comments. Thank you for joining us. Of course, if indeed you still are, /have/are watching this in the future. In conclusion, Bowser isn't evil enough. Terrible villain. Exactly, dude. Not evil at all enough. Anyway. So, there we go. Thank you to Timothy, Teardrop Timothy, for leaving us a comment. Appreciate it a bunch. Let's read. So, this is on a last episode, saying, hello, bros. Hello. New lore. Oh, excuse me. I'm a little, burpy. Okay. The Copper Dragon, Darby, was working late at the Dracolich dungeon in Moorworth. Barely anyone was left in the tavern. So quiet, you could hear a pin drop. Darby. Last call, everyone. 30 more minutes. Drunk elf. Cool. 30 more rounds, then. 1 per minute. I highly doubt you can handle that. Wanna bet, you scaly jerk? The elf passed out soon after. Yeah, I just won. Ugh, fool. A man walked into the tavern, a grim look on his face. It was Targasus. He slowly sat down at the bar. Darby. Well, haven't seen you in a long time. Rare night on the town, old man. Targasus. You could say that. I needed some air. Life has been catching up with me, so to speak. The old druid looked at his hand, the same hand that was in the iron grip of Dispotter. Not long ago. The jolt of pain from his grip still in the back of his mind. I'm running out of time. I need to set my plans in motion faster, he thought. Darby. So, do you want a drink? Targasus. Yes, a glass of mead. When Targasus started to drink, he was trembling. Darby. Are you feeling all right? Targasus. Huh? Oh, yes, just lost in thought. Darby. Do you want to talk about it? A bartender's ear is worth its weight in platinum. Targasus. You might not want to hear it. Darby. I've heard so much nonsense on this job, what you have to say won't scare me. Targasus. I'm pondering my mortality, and how my lifespan is running short, and most importantly, how to fix it. Darby. I see. That shouldn't be too hard. Magic has kept you going this long. Targasus. True, but magic training can only take one so far. Not far enough for me, unfortunately. Darby. I'm lucky when it comes to lifespan. I'll outlive most humanoids with the dragon blood in my veins, but not as long as a full dragon, like my father. You have a plan for your problem? Targasus. What would you say if I told you my plan involves your father, Talithorn? Darby. I would say you want my father to cast a top-tier spell on you or something. Targasus. It will solve 2 problems at once, and that I do know. As for what that plan is, you'll have to wait and see. Darby. If you're worried that I'll tip my father off, don't be. What happens between you two is not my business. The druid finished his drink and started to walk toward the door, looking back with cold eyes. Targasus. I recommend you talk to your father one last time. His end is near. Darby tried to speak, but no words came out of his open mouth, as Targasus disappeared into the darkness. That's all I've got. Have a nice day. Thank you! And thank you for the comment, of course, Timothy. Appreciate it immensely. All right. Well, that's it, everybody. We're gonna go and say the shilling and the shouting out. And then I'm going to go to bed. And I'm going to enjoy it. Yay! Okay. So, hey, whoa, we have a website over here at tabletalkdnd.us. If you would like to go and see it, it's in the description or the show notes, whatever it might be for you. And we have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to talk about here. So first off, Patreon and Ko-Fi. Here's the Patreon. It is like this. Whoa, patreon.com/tabletalkcrew. And Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/tabletalkcrew. Woohoo, wahoo, wah-wee, wah-wee. You could be like these lovely people and become a table flipper through them for as little as $1 a month. Up to you, of course. Do not feel obligated. It is just there to support us financially further if you wish to. As well as get early access to things when I have made them available, and other games and stuff when I have the time to run them. I know I've said that for a long time now, and I haven't run a game in forever, but it is the truth. It is when I have time. So, mostly, I will say, it is just to support the show a little bit, if you want to. Like I said, little as $1 a month, but a big thank you goes out to Steely, Draco Kraken, and Rick, aka Rico, at tier 4. Big shout out, big thanks to all of you. Appreciate you immensely, of course. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a shout out goes to Crimson Rose at tier 2. Thank you very much. And a shout out goes to our tier 1 contributor. Again, little as $1 a month if you wish to. The other thing that you get is access to the Discord as a table flipper. You can use the table flipper stuff. It's not used too much, I will say, and that's no fault of anybody's, of course. It is an option that is there, right? If we had less options, you would have less to not use, right? But anyway, thank you, all of you. Alrighty, we also have this fourth wall shop that you can get our dice and our keychains through, and our coasters, and the mug, and the mouse pad and notebook. Look at all of this stuff. You could get all of this if you want to, of course, for the prices listed. Up to you, of course, if you wish to or not. It's just another way that you can support us a little bit here and there. Appreciate you if you do. Moving on, we also have the direct donation if you wish to do so. There is a direct donation through Ko-Fi if you wish to do that, but also through the PayPal if you want to use PayPal for a donation. Up to you. We're also partnered with Humble Bundle, affiliated, in fact, and using the link in our description, you can buy stuff through Humble Bundle, and a percentage of it will... Oh, excuse me. a percentage of it will come back to us. In fact, look, Roll Big or Go Home is the current bundle right here. TTRPGs of Transformers, Avatar, Modern Age. You've got Apocalypse World, Cyberpunk Red, Deadlands, fucking Warhammer Fantasy. You got a lot of good stuff. The Wild Sea. Hey, very cool. I have that book. Call of Cthulhu. Look at all this shit. It's really good. For, let's see, what is this? $40. $40 for 57 things. That's awesome, dude. I would absolutely fucking get that if I were you. You don't even have to do it through us, but you can if you want to. I actually missed this one. This is the one that it was before. Oh, okay. The rebundle. So yeah, this was a bundle that was from before, and they've redone it. So, yeah, get it. Be Like a Cat. That sounds great. Yeah, so go and check that out if you want to. Otherwise, there's a bunch of other stuff, of course. In fact, all of these seem like re-releases of old bundles, which is cool. There's some other stuff here. You've got some epic fantasy by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. Oh no, Adrian Tchaikovsky's epic fantasy by Macmillan, Pan Macmillan. Okay, I don't know what that means. Also Vegas Pro. If you want to do some video editing and stuff, Vegas Pro is what I use. So, I would recommend it. It's easy to use. But regardless, anything you buy through that using the link gives us a little bit of kickback if you wish to do so. Up to you. So, whoopsie, little spoiler. I'm about to talk to. Support us through Drive-Thru with our affiliate links here. We've got Drive-Thru RPG, fiction, comics, and cards. I'm, of course, going to only be talking about RPG right now, though all of the links will be on the website. So Drive-Thru RPG is this lovely site right here that has a lot of PDFs on it, and if you use the link within 15 days of your purchase, using the link in our description, we get a 4 or 5% kickback. I think it's 4. I actually don't remember now. But, a little bit of a kickback if you buy anything through there, also with the cards, comics, and fiction. But this is all TTRPG stuff that you might or might not want in PDF/physical form. I did see Shadowrun Anarchy is out. I didn't even know this was a thing. It's like a rules light version of Shadowrun, which is weird. I didn't even know that was a thing. So check that out, maybe. I don't know. Shadowrun's pretty cool. And then there's all the other stuff that you might expect here, as well as some stuff that you've never heard of. So I would absolutely recommend going on Drive-Thru RPG. But of course, up to you. Link is in the description for everything that I've talked about. So, yeah. Well, thanks. Thank you very much for coming by and hanging out with us. We appreciate you immensely. Of course, as always. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you continue to enjoy. And if you're new, consider subscribing. Consider liking this when it comes out as a video. Watching it, sharing it around if you want to. I mean, that's up to you. It doesn't matter. And commenting, of course, so that we can talk and listen and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Thanks a lot. I guess we'll see ya next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Have a good one. Bye-bye-bye-bye.